Obama's gonna uh,
Oh my God!
shrink our hats and make them look like
Can,
like
can,
the
can,
women Marines hats.
can you
It's
hear
just
me?
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
You're
my
audible.
God! We had a blackout. Oh my fucking God! I can't believe it. We're still on stream. We're still streaming.
Yeah, we're still
Yes.
streaming, and
Oh
you're
my!
audible, Douglas.
Oh my God! There was a blackout here. There was sirens. There was. Oh my God! I can't believe we're still fucking streaming. We lost all connection to the internet. Let me see.
You're not live. We're not live.
We're
We're
not
not
live. Oh
live at the
shit!
moment.
Oh shit! What do we do?
We dropped off. I
Should we
don't.
start?
I'm not sure what to do here.
Oh, okay. I think
Oh, okay, okay. You're live. You're live. You're live. I just refreshed it. It seems you're live now.
it's incredible because yeah, it says that.
Oh yeah, you are live because I just turned up my media. That echo you heard was me turning up the media to see if you were live,
So,
and you're still live.
well, they must have a different link. So let's see if I can change that link or add a new one to all of the banners. Let's go investigate, and I'll do that.
Yeah,
While you.
because this one has no likes. I just put the first like on it. Now somebody put a second.
Okay, so it's a new stream basically for all intents and purposes. So I'll provide the new link into the banners. I'll count on you two gentlemen to hold the fort while I tackle this. Both you gentlemen keep talking, and just go back where you were going. It sounded like you were doing pretty well. So, oh my God, that was, I hate that. It's so stressful, and hey, so much for my break, eh?
I
So,
wonder. You think it had to do with the fires or anything?
oh, goes without saying. Oh, that goes without saying. I'll be covering some of that. I need you guys to buy me some time. I might be covering that more than I will the the international relations tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Because that seems to be a dire emergency here in the United States right now. So that seems to be a little higher in orders of importance
yes,
at the moment.
yes, and so our lovely Maria Michaela Grigorich says, yes, I hear you now. I hear you and Derek and Jameson now. Oh, thank you, honey, love. Love you. And, honestly, without such wonderful people, there would really be no point in incarnating in this world. This was no fault of Comcast. This was obviously everything to do with what we're dealing with. And what we're dealing with is just a lot of... let's see now. Facebook, Maria Michaela Grigorich. Let's see where she's asking this. This is in her messages. Okay, she's asking about the transmission. So that was before. Love you too. Okay, thank you, honey. And let's see now. Just checking around at everything, trying to reorient myself. It was like being caught in the fucking dream machine, right? You get exactly what the dream machine gives you, which is time displacement. You can actually experience that, and all the rest of the shit that comes down with it. Most people just aren't ready to handle that shit, and I think most people knew it, and that's why it didn't sell.
It's kind of like going into chaos magic and what do you call it? What they call psychonautics, which is like the trying to explore different facets of consciousness and do all that stuff while you
haven't
don't
done work on yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
So
Speaking of that, and speaking of dreams, I have a very strange story here. The title isn't strange, but once you get it and start reading the story, it starts off real strange. I'm going to read this first part of the story, and I'll look at this to see you guys' feedback on this. Sure. Now, the name of the article is called "Why is Fort Hood the Army's Most Crime-Ridden Post?" Now, that's the name of the article. This is coming out of Austin, Texas. But listen to how the article starts. It says, Latrice Johnson woke up gasping for air at exactly 2:43 a.m. March 14 in her home in Vidalia, Georgia. She said it felt like a dream, but she knew instantly that something had happened to her son, Specialist Freddie De La Cruz. I felt him take his last breath. I saw him call to me. I felt him being shot. Johnson said, following the pain she felt at the exact time her son was shot 6 times at an apartment in Kaleen, Texas. I literally gargled on the same blood. De La Cruz, 23, was shot and killed along with his pregnant girlfriend, Asia Klein, 20, Army veterans specialist, Shaquan Allred, 23. He was the second soldier murdered this year at Fort Hood, but not the last. So that's how the article starts off. So basically, what it's saying is Latrice Johnson was in Georgia, and at exactly 2:43, the exact same time her son was shot and killed in Texas, she woke up and she felt the shot, and she gargled on blood, and she knew that her son had been shot. And that's not the first time I heard a story like this, where someone's child dies and then they wake up and they have that dream.
That's just awful. That's just awful. Thank you for sharing that. I don't know. Yeah, go on.
Well, a
Please.
mother's bond to her child seems to be eternal. There's a psychic connection where a mother just knows when you're up to some shit or something's off. And that's probably something I'll go into as far as personal issues go. Later on, but. Needless to say that a mother also knows when you're like trying to hide something like drug use or things like that. So for what it's worth, there is somewhat of a psychic and an unconscious connection that parents have to their children, especially when it comes to mothers in particular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and but both of you gentlemen keep going. I mean, you're holding it while I take care of all the petty stuff, and I deeply appreciate that beyond expression. So keep going. Thank you so much.
Well, this continues on by saying between March and June, the deaths of 5 soldiers have become suspected homicides more than the past 4 years combined. At least 2 veterans who had separated from the Army at Fort Hood within the previous 6 months were slain. Additionally, 2 soldiers are alleged to have committed murder. In the previous 4 years, only 2 soldiers' deaths were considered homicides. According to the data from the Fort Hood Public Affairs Office, both died in 2017. In addition, the increase in homicide at Fort Hood, the number of violence committed by soldiers at the post this year and since 2015 is alarming. The 2 issues raise the questions: why this post? And why now? The numbers are high here. There are the highest in the most cases for sexual assault, harassment, murders. For our entire formation in the U.S. Army, Army Secretary Ryan McCarthy said when he visited Fort Hood in early August. The Army Public Affairs Office this week released the numbers McCarthy cited that day, which compare Fort Hood violent and nonviolent felony data from 2015 to 2019 to that 2 installations comparable size, Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and Joint Base Lewis McChord, Washington. Fort Hood averaged 129 violent felonies committed by soldiers per year. Fort Bragg had an average of 90, and Lewis McChord had 109 violent felonies, including crimes such as homicide, violent sex crimes, kidnapping, robbery, and aggravated assault. A Fort Hood official did not respond to questions concerning crime at the post. So it's been a deadly 2020 for the Army in general, but they said that Fort Hood Army base is the worst.
Oh, well, what can you do to explain something like that? I'd have to just look more into it and see if there's something that I recognized. But honestly, give me a break. It's a fucking military base. Honestly, I'm surprised they're all not like that. I mean, they are. That, by the way, they are all like that. It's just not to that degree. It just, as you can hear or learn from what Derek Talley said. I mean, basically, they're saying it's the most violent, but it's not standing out as the only violent. So notable thing there. I mean, they're all fucking undergoing medical and mental experiments anyway. So Jameson can probably give us some insight into at least his intuitive feeling about that. As a matter of fact,
Well, my question is this: isn't it true that most military bases are on ley lines or are supposed to be situated on certain grids?
Oh, when they can. Oh, yeah. There's a number of them that are like that, and you can fucking see it from the air. You just take a look at them from the air, and you see this unnatural look to them, where they have this kind of geometric shape to them that's clearly occult in context. and had this one young lady, I can't remember her name now, was a nurse, and she had basically spoken of that and sent me some photographs of certain military bases she was particularly fascinated with or concerned by. Give me a second here, and I can turn this on to see if this is actually renewed itself. Let me renew this and then see if the link works. And that way we can see if I get an echo when I click onto it. That'll show us that we're getting new this, and then see if the link works. Okay, and excellent. That way, okay, something's going right at least. By the way, when it came to Comcast, just so everybody knows, I don't know how many people are with us right now, but I've got I've got a few more links to put up, just 2 more now on the other pages, and let's see if I did this right. But had a nice story about Comcast, which as I called them just yesterday, I think it was, and I spoke to them about being knocked off bandwidth on March 22nd when I was with Judith Agert. Don't know, both of you probably remember that. March 22nd, I was with Judith Agert, and
yes.
Got knocked off bandwidth. Oh my God, you've got a phenomenal memory. So I got through to Comcast, and fortunately, because of the internet, I'm able to occupy myself while waiting. I had things to take care of anyway. And while I was taking care of all that crap, had to go through a battery of recircuited calls, which means that you'll listen to the Muzak for what seems like forever, and then someone will pick up the the line, and basically say something in a language you do not comprehend, like Unkalukakulu or something like that, or Blufisgurgle. I'm really good with languages. I mean, my mother was a linguist, for God's sake. She was an international interpreter of diplomatic proportions, and yet, I swear to God, I've been in the United States too long, or just getting people on the telephone from increasingly obscure places that are just dialects that nobody spoke in the 20th century or something, or at least never made it to phones in the 20th century. Here in the 21st, they're digging them out of jungles or some shit like that. I don't mean to sound racist. I mean, honestly, me of all people, but honestly, they're speaking in languages now I don't understand anymore, and I don't comprehend. I don't even fathom what dialects they might be speaking. Now, I mean, I used to at least be able to guess it's Urdu, mostly Urdu. A lot of people from Pakistan, or Hindi or something like that. And of course there was prolific Spanish or something, but these days the accents are something, I don't know what they are. And so when they're trying to speak English, it's just coming out. It was, I couldn't get what they were saying. I actually had to tell them something I never thought I would say. I said, please bring me to a supervisor who speaks English. I had to say that. Oh my God, I never thought I'd get to that point. And and I swear to God, the one girl sounded nice enough, but she was speaking, I think it was Martian or something. It was like, I swear to fucking God, it was like, literally, I'm not joking. It was something like, ungurunguru. It wasn't like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it justice. It's like, that sounds like Tagalog. If Daniel Arola can hear me, he'd laugh his ass off because he knows what I mean. But, the Filipino language of Tagalog can sound a lot like bongo bongo bongo, to people who don't speak it. And it wasn't like that at all. It wasn't like that at all. It was just something like, I don't know what it was, like a warbling, like a kind of a bird that warbles, kind of like anyhow,